up, guys? Jeff Cavalier, AthleanX.com. If you're a serious lifter, no doubt by now you figured out that bodyweight training deserves to play a part in your overall training picture. However, what a lot of people don't realize, athlete or not, one of the most important aspects that you can apply to your bodyweight training is explosiveness. Today, I wanted to show you 7 of the best explosive bodyweight exercises that you can do anywhere that you need to start incorporating. And guess what? Even if you're a beginner, I'm showing you a way to sort of work your way up. So each one of these exercises is going to have a little bit of an easier version. Not easy, a little bit easier than the one I show you so that you can have somewhere to start and work yourself towards. Now, one disclaimer, we all know those bodyweight exercises that are pretty damn impressive looking, but the number of people that can actually do them are very little, like a Superman push-up or a clapping pull-up. Guys, if you can't do these, there's no use of trying to do them. You're going to wind up either hurting yourself or maybe squeezing out 1 rep or 2 reps, and that's not enough to cause a change. I wanted to give you guys practical exercises that you're going to be able to use starting now. So let's get this list rolling. The first exercise up is a power plank up, and it's great for building upper body explosiveness and tying it in with your core. Remember, bodyweight exercises are almost always going to rely on the strength of your core. This is no different. You have to get yourself from an on-toes position on your elbows and explode up in one move. Try to land up on your hands. Again, you need the stability in your shoulders, so it's a great workout for building that, but you also need the strength of your upper body, your triceps, your chest, and of course the core strength and stability to get up here. If you can't do this just yet, don't worry. Come down onto your knees and start building up the ability to explode from there. As you get stronger, you'll be able to get up on your toes and keep the progression going. Now, don't be confused by this second exercise, thinking back to that clapping pull-up. See, there's a big difference here. This is an underhand, this is a chin-up position, and we're just doing a plyo version. The real value of doing a plyo chin-up is that you want to be able to release the bar by building your pull-through strength. You see, people think about just pulling to the bar, but in order to build true upper body explosiveness, you have to be able to have the ability to pull through the bar. And this is what a plyo chin-up does. And by having us in this underhand position, we get a little extra help from our biceps, and we get that really good eccentric when we re-grip the bar and kind of slow ourselves down. If you can't do this extreme version of this, there is a step-down version that involves just one arm. Now, you're probably thinking, one arm's going to make it harder. No, one arm stays on the bar. That's controlling you. You let go with the other arm, and now you're basically doing the eccentric on that one side with the assistance of the arm that's still in contact with the ground. Try it, you'll see the difference. It's a little bit easier. You're obviously going to want to work on each side individually until you build up the strength to be able to release the bar entirely. Next, we hit the lower body, this one with the glute hamstring single leg plyo bridge. I love this exercise. It gives us the chance to, again, explode through where we normally would. A normal bridge is going to take you to a line parallel to the rest of your torso. Here we want to have our hips actually thrust through, get a little bit of clearance, and then again, hit the ground, eccentrically control that with our glutes and our hamstring. If you can't do this single leg version, you'll still work single leg, but what you do is straighten your leg out a little bit and just go for a little bit of clearance. I don't care if you just get 1 inch off the ground. What you might find though is this one's going to target a little bit more of your hamstring, a little bit less glute. You're going to want to get to the point where you can let that glute take over, because we can avoid a lot of hamstring injuries if we allow the glutes to be dominant when it comes to glute hamstring tie-ins. Okay, let the glutes do most of the work and we'll start minimizing those hamstring pulls. Now let's hit the core with our pendulum plank. You get down on the ground. Again, get in a basic plank position on your elbows, and now we try to swing our feet in a big pendulum motion, far out to the left, hop up off the ground and land on the right side and go back and forth. Try to get as much clearance as you can without piking so much at the hips. Okay, you want to make sure that you're keeping your torso as steady as you can for that stability of your core. If you can't master this just yet, then do the swiper version of it, where you kind of use one leg at a time, bringing them back to the central midline. You sweep left, come back to the midline, sweep right. Again, now you have a 3-point plank position, so you're not just all on your forearms with nothing to support you from behind. You've always got that one leg in contact with the ground, so it alleviates a little bit of the stress on the core, but it still makes it a great exercise for you to become more explosively strong in your core. Next up, number 5 is one of the best ways we can learn to build upper body explosiveness and be able to learn how to get off the ground as fast as possible. Now, I train a lot of Major League Baseball players and infielders whose job it is to get off the ground to make a play. MMA fighters, same thing. You better not make a living laying on the ground or you're not going to be very good. But even the average guy is going to need to maintain that ability to get off the ground as fast as possible for the rest of their life. And they're going to be using a life alert if they don't. So if you want to learn how to do this, the handleable push-up is a great way to do this. Now, not like the Superman version I showed you before, that's a little bit showy. This is actually quite functional. You want to be able to learn how to integrate your upper body and lower body together to be moving towards getting you up as fast as possible. You could do that with this version. Try to touch your hands in towards your toes, bring everything together so that if you had to, you could pop up from there. Now, if you can't do that or coordinate it at this point, leave your hands on the ground. You're still going to get a lot of upper body work, and the act of pulling your feet off the ground is the explosiveness that we're looking for to start building that strength to allow us to make that transition to where we can get everything off the ground. Now let's build on that concept for number 6 here with our rolling squat burpee. So now we're on our back instead of on our stomach, and we still want to be able to get up explosively. So we do a rolling squat, you get right up onto your feet, and from here, we keep the difficulty going by going down into a burpee and then jumping back up onto our feet and then back into the roll-up. So it's this sort of continuous progression of, can you go from your back, down to your stomach, back to your back, down to your stomach, and become explosive and command that movement. Because you need to be able to command everything you do with your body weight. That's the whole point. But making it explosive is the part that guys forget to do. We always train at a slow pace. If you think about how we train very slow and controlled, and that's good in certain applications. But in other ways, we need to be able to train ourselves to be explosive, especially when it's with our own body. If you can't do this entire combo, just break it in half. Do just the squat burpee part. Get down to the ground on a burpee, jump up to the squat. Down, back up to a squat. Down to the ground, back up to a squat. You can master that. You can do that. You just got to learn to get quick with your feet to get them back up underneath you to put you in position to be able to stand up. Okay, last up, let's hit our lower body one more time with our depth tuck jumps. We're going to do a 180 style here. What is the 180 style? It requires and demands that you have a little bit more control of your body in space, and secondly, it requires you to have enough explosiveness to be able to get off the ground to execute the jump. So you're just trying to do a depth jump here, which you just step off of the box. And what the step off does is it allows you to naturally hit the ground, cause a natural recoil and stretching of the quads that you then have to change around the direction and get right back up as fast as possible. It's called that amortization phase, where you make that transition between eccentrically lowering and explosively popping up. It's a crucial skill if you want to build your explosiveness. You try to shorten that time that happens. But if you can't do the 180 turn here yet, that's fine. All you have to do is work on building up to that. So let's work on depth tuck jumps by themselves. Just learn to step off with the right foot, land, and quickly allow yourself to go down into that amortization phase and then pop up. And again, work on both sides. Here you're going to lead with your right leg, let's say 5 to 10 times, and then work on leading with your left leg. You might notice a difference. You want to try to equalize that. So there you have it. There's 7 of the best ways for you to start building not only bodyweight strength, but command of your bodyweight strength and explosiveness into your bodyweight routines. Remember, we've all probably realized the benefits of training with our bodyweight and incorporating it into our regular strength training, but not many of us have mastered the value of how important it is to be including explosive bodyweight exercises into what we do. Guys, we have an entire program called Athlean Xero that literally requires no equipment, literally nothing at all, in order for you to get the most out of your body and using your body weight to build muscle, because you absolutely can if you start pushing yourself past your comfort zone. Don't think body weight means just doing as many push-ups as you can or sit-ups as you can. That's not what it means. You can use your own body weight in a really challenging way, and you can start building muscle without any equipment in any environment. You can find the Athlean Xero program over at athleanx.com. In the meantime, if you found this video helpful, make sure you leave your comments and thumbs up below. Let me know what else you want to see on my channel here, and I will do my best to bring it to you. All right, guys, I'll be back here again soon. See ya.